Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We also like to scare each other with intros. It's pretty fun. We're here to celebrate how these...
particularly exuberant one.
Thanks. Elgin literally jumped. It was pretty funny. But hey, we're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first episode, you're new to the show, hey, guess what? We're not experts or nothing. We just like talking toys. We're enthusiasts. So we're not going to get everything right. That's okay.
Yeah, back off, Teresa.
That's right. Who? Anyway, so
isn't your mom's name Teresa?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, now I want to know what her name is.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Hey, let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. Up first, on lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Yo, Joe.
That's him.
Hi.
On vocals
Joe!
yeah.
Baby Ruth!
Oh, man. On vocals, lead guitar, a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arnie.
I have the power to sail up.
That's so good. Next up, on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spoody.
Hi.
The talkative one. Lastly, on drums, hey, it's me. I'm here. How's it going? I like stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
stuff's cool.
Funko Pops, horror stuff, Transformers. Hey, it's all really cool. Toys are awesome. We have a very expensive topic on today's show. Yeah?
Was there a question mark there?
I don't know. I did go up at the end there, didn't I?
You went way up.
Thank you.
Expensive topic on today's show.
Hope we don't break the bank with this one. We're going to be talking about our most valuable toys. We're also going to visit a toy store that was part of the Ohio Super Tour.
Yes.
And that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about that place. But I also want to let you know that you can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Cracktastic Plastic. But right now, let's get into our favorite part. We want to talk about these toys. What have you guys picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt?
Listen up, you fools. If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
Corey! Hey, buddy, what's up? You got cool stuff over there.
Yeah, none of it's for stuff. No, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Is that a fig bar?
It is. Yeah, it's
What is that?
I got a
do?
Coke and I got a raspberry flavored fig bar for when my sugar crashes later.
Thrilling.
Yeah, I know. You should see what it looks like when I poop it.
Exactly the same.
Exactly.
I got some GI Joes.
You say that.
Air quotes GI Joes.
Yeah. I don't believe it.
They were given to me by Brandy, Insane Mike's girlfriend Brandy, she's cool, and she's just like, hey, I found these. They're GI Joe. You want them? And I was like, yeah, I do.
The answer is always yes to that.
Yeah, they're ugly.
They're
like the 90s monster viper. I honestly don't even know what they are called. I didn't know that they even existed until like 6 months ago.
So you can't even prove that they're really G.I. Joe?
Oh yeah, I can. I asked Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
And Jeremy knows. Jeremy is the G.I. Joe guru that I know anyway. Yeah, they're these weird looking monsters, and they're basically like Masters of the Universe scale, only like thicker. but like same height. And one of them I just now decided could totally be Spoody's action figure.
Oh.
These actually stand up, though.
They do, yeah, and Spoody doesn't.
That's right.
Well, you were comparing them to Masters of the Universe.
That's true, yeah.
Mega monsters.
Mega monsters. There we go. Yeah, one of them is the blue guy with the red vest and the weird claw arms, and he's got a lever on his back that makes its tentacles wiggle. And then
creepy.
the other guy is like yellow and orange, and I'd never seen these before until like 6 months ago when I think I was in Jeremy's basement in his looking at his collection. He had them, and I was like, these are gross. What are they? And other than that, like my other thrill was my wonderful, lovely wife Jessica that lives in my house.
Yeah, she's cool.
She was at Walmart the other day, and I don't even know how it came about, but I was just like, "Oh yeah, hey, see if they have this Transformer while you're there." And then she went on a fucking spree and like got a whole mess of Transformers for
A shopping cart full.
yeah, for Jason and Spooty. She spent a bunch of money and like she's like, "Oh, do they need this? Oh, do they need this?" And so like later on, she got home with this stuff and she's like, "I'm really surprised at how much fun I had." Like it was a lot of fun like hunting for toys. Like she said
now.
yeah, she said specifically, "I can't imagine how much more fun it would have been if I was looking for something I gave a shit about."
Right?
So this is that yellow?
Yeah.
Black?
Yellow, black, and orange guy.
It's called Monstro Vipers.
Monstro Viper, yeah.
He was
yeah.
once a team of ordinary Cobra Range Vipers until Cobra Commander ordered them to volunteer for an experiment in DNA
Yeah,
alteration.
that makes sense because I'm pretty sure that
because of Dr. Mindbender.
What Viper did you just mention? Not Monstro, the
The
Range
Cobra
Viper.
Range Vipers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I'm probably wrong, and I'll get corrected. Is that the Range Viper had that same yellow color in his uniform? I think. But this is all stuff from the 90s, and like I've said a million times, and there are people that love it, but as far as I'm concerned, like 1992, G.I. Joe went off the fucking deep end. Like everything went neon. There are figures whose weapons are hot pink. It's just like they just went overboard, like trying to keep up with all the other neons. I think somebody was like, "Oh, we should make G.I. Joes look like Super Soakers," and and so that's what they did. Especially this blue guy with his tentacles sticking out everywhere. It looks like a weird sprinkler.
That guy that you just mentioned is the Bio Viper.
Bio Viper, yeah. So I knew they
he
had
is.
some kind of name like that.
Yeah.
The coolest part about him is the $1.99 Goodwill sticker on him.
Yes. He's definitely worth a little more than that. They're not expensive figures. I think you could probably, if you hunted around on eBay long enough, you could probably pick one up for $10. Like,
Tentacles really grab,
yeah, they do.
according to
they
the
do.
package. And
I
it's
had it in the bathroom with me, and they do. Yeah.
Oh.
genetically enhanced undersea monster.
Wait,
Who's
it
that guy?
smells funny.
Yeah, he's got a little lever on his back that Spoody's playing with, and it's making his tentacles wiggle.
Let's see what else it says. With a monster smell, according
The
to
monsters. Oh yeah, I
according
think
to
they
the
are
package.
supposed to
package.
stink. I'm sure it's probably worn off by now.
What else is free inside? G.I. Joe live action trading card free inside. Collect all 20.
Corey did say he was playing with it in the bath, so it probably does smell.
A little bit.
Man, that's so awesome about Jess. I'm so glad that
Yeah.
she got just a little taste.
Yeah, she was super excited. Like she was like, "That was really fun." Like, yeah.
So next step is we got to find her something to start collecting.
Yeah.
So she can get the.
Rainbow Bright,
She can
Care
get.
Bears.
Oh,
strawberry
speaking
shortcake.
of, do either of you have the My Little Prime pony in your collection?
No.
What?
I don't believe so.
No.
Okay.
That's a
thing.
negatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that was a thing either, and then I was talking with my buddy Shane
Neither
last
of us.
night. It's a My Little Pony Optimus Prime.
I know there's an
You say
Optimus
so.
Prime Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, there's
that.
yeah. He sent a picture of it
yes.
because his daughter has like the
course.
there's comics too, and his daughter has the My Little Prime comics. It's Friendship in Disguise is the
That's
he
great.
sent that to me. I was like, that's fantastic. But yeah, there's like a little My Little Pony Prime, Optimus Prime painted My Little Pony, and it's kind of cool. And it's a GameStop one, I think.
Hasbro smashes up Transformers with everything.
Everything.
Except they won't do G.I. Joe. What the F?
There's GI. Well, I mean, there's comics.
know.
There's crossover comics. But yeah,
We need new toys.
the comics, like all the comic stuff they've been coming out, have been getting toys because there's Ghostbusters Transformers comics, and there's Ninja Turtles Transformers comics, like crossovers. There's a bunch of them.
Yep.
Pretty
Yeah.
soon a He-Man
We can
thing.
hope.
They had that picture of it on
Yeah.
some site.
Hopefully soon. In 6-7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you bring, Elgin?
Oh, a bunch of stuff again.
Oh, yeah.
Finally got the final Master WWE Turnia. Macho
Final so
Man.
far.
Yeah, exactly. Until the next wave comes out. But this is the Hordak version of Macho Man. So he's got the black and white, kind of the NWO version of Macho Man. But he's the Hordak World Order on this one. The Madness. And so he's got his little club and mace. And
Batman symbol.
oh, what did you do? He's dropped his little beanie.
Well, you got to squish their head.
I
Yeah.
did not know that his beanie came off.
Yep. Yeah. The same with like Hulk Hogan. His little helmet thing comes
Bandana.
off. Yep. His bandana.
So cool.
Yeah, I
Just
like
seeing
his-
that bat on the chest. Man,
I know.
It's gotta feel
it's
good.
pretty.
He's basically wearing catcher's gear.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. It's got extra knee pads and stuff. And then I have a bunch of vintage stuff I brought. Once again going on Mercari, that app, and finding a bunch of stamps this time. So I have
What? He-Man stamps?
yeah, I got to merchandise the hell out of everything. So
yeah.
we got a Beastman, a He-Man, Man-Arms, and I picked up just got in a Skeletor with the original packaging, which from looking at the original packaging, I think those are all four in this set. So like Jason kind of pointed out earlier when we were talking before we started recording, there's 2 red and 2 kind of purpley blue color.
They're blue.
Purpley color.
You got the red right.
Yeah. 2 blue and 2 red.
They say.
The
So
base on
they said.
the blue one on the end is purple.
Oh, it is.
Wow.
Oh, because Skeletor's purple.
I kind of mix and match those.
All that matters
But
is
anyway,
you have the set.
They're all from HG.
Theory.
Yeah, according to this packaging, and they're all HD Industries.
Look at that old packaging.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. If you want to
It's
look
all
at that.
yellowed and
I know, it's
the
all
plastic is super
crinkly.
yellowed.
Look at their stupid faces.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's gross.
But if you look
It's
at
still better than
so
the
if you look at
new
the
sculpt
actual
stuff.
stamp pictures of those, or look a little better, and these.
Yep.
Here's the other 2. Pass those around. But yeah, Corey's holding up
Neat.
one.
Neat.
So HG
Stamps.
like Home and Garden.
Yes. And then the other thing I got was this another vinyl record story.
Ooh.
So it has a comic with the
Awesome.
the 33 in it. So one side has one story and one side has another story. And this is the Power of Point Dread and Danger at Castle Grayskull, but very good comic.
What great
And
art.
And it smells like an old comic too.
Nice.
How old is it?
It's
Is that a
from
vintage
83.
thing? Oh my goodness.
So, yeah,
it
vintage.
looks really good.
I used to go to the library and get those. Like they had
Yeah.
a whole section of that stuff at the
That's
library with all the toy line
Right.
and comic line stuff and a bunch of other stuff too, like horror ones and things that
Bunch of whores.
yeah.
Art is so
there was one that
awesome.
was like a werewolf, werewolf and vampire story thing. I don't know. It was creepy when I was 8 years old, and I used to get that one all the time. But
Yeah.
the art is really that is that's one of the creepiest Skeletor drawings I've
Yeah.
ever seen. He looks like a monkey, only like zombie, like weird zombie monkey looking thing.
Yep. Anyway, so and even on the back too, the very end of it has some figures and stuff that you could buy.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
Of course.
Yeah,
Always-
advertisement on the back. But
Yeah, it's-
so those
Little
are really
storybooks are cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could devote a couple of episodes just to the merchandising crap that wasn't.
Yeah, I
that
feel like I'm
wasn't
just buying
toys.
all of it now. For me, it's like this is just it's because it's pure vintage.
Yeah,
And that's what really attracts me to a lot of stuff is the vintageness of like how that looks and everything,
yeah.
and comic books and
Yeah.
and vinyl records, which I love too. I collect and then Mike also dropped this off. I mean, it's just another vinyl 33, but I need to find the comic book to goes with it. It's He-Man and Battle Cat. It's both sides. It's the same story, so I flip it over and
So is it like Does it play the comic? Is that what's
Yeah,
on the
so
record?
yeah, so you just play the record and
Yeah.
and it just reads the whole
It
thing.
just reads all
but
the whole
but it's in their voices and everything.
Yeah. That's badass.
And I did a live
did a
Instagram
video,
of
yeah,
it.
it's great.
I just played it and kind of zoomed in on each cell.
Oh, nice.
That's on Instagram.
I missed that
In
one.
the past,
Yeah, look about
because
4
by
months
the-
ago.
Yeah,
You'll see it.
go back 4 months in our stories and you'll see that. But yeah,
So
it's
cool.
so I need to find this one, see if I can find it, and I don't know if it's the same brand. It looks like different. That one's kid stuff, and this is like a Mattel one. This record's from '82 and comics from '83. So yeah, so that's what I have.
Pretty excited to see a big old pile of toys over at Spoody's. What do you
Yeah.
got over there, pal?
Transformers.
Yeah.
Of course. Just got a couple from War for Cybertron. One was the Netflix deep cover, which is the blue sideswipe. So it's pretty cool, little battle damage and stuff. The transforming's really cool. Looks nice. And then I have the Kingdom RC, which I still haven't opened yet.
It's pretty in pink.
Because I also got, what was it, Chromia.
Romeo.
I was going to open them both together and compare them. And I have Elita 1 already. I was going to compare all three of them when I open them. There'll be a video, I'm sure.
In the past,
And then I have the...
There will have been a video.
There will have been a video. So I don't have to do it anytime soon. Yeah. And then the Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Grimlock.
He's pretty cool.
He's got the crown. Unfortunately, like I hate it's the build-a-figure thing, so it's got like extra crap for some
To
other
lose.
dude that's not.
who do you build?
I have no idea.
Doesn't it say on the back? Okay, see,
Once you get them all, then you'll know.
doesn't say right there.
Macadam? I don't know.
Oh, so you
Scottish?
gotta get like the whole set to get all the pieces to build
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah, they do that with some Marvel
yeah.
stuff too.
There's
Like you'll
there's
get-
been a few Transformers they've done that with.
It's Macadam. It's the Scottish Transformer. Macadam.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a
pretty sure
pretty
that's how you
cool.
say his
Like
name.
it looks really good in robot mode. The crown is a nice addition. In the I can't remember the blast thing. So he shoots fire
blast
out of his
effects are
mouth.
cool.
Blast effects. Words are hard sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine's got.
Mouth-
I'll talk about it's got something
Mouth
too.
farts.
Yeah.
Oh,
And also it's a club that fits in his hand
Oh yeah.
when he's in robot mode.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's what I got
Translucent vomit.
this week anyway.
yeah. I was. I got some when Jess went super toy shopping. She needs
I
to
know.
do that more. By
I
the
know.
way. And she picked me up a Hound. The first version of Hound, Siege, he's been sold out everywhere. You know, I saw him on the shelf 1,000 times forever, and now that I'm starting to get these, now I can't find them anywhere. But this Netflix version, he's a little different repaint, different battle damage, a little less paint apps, but he's still pretty cool. He looks so freaking good in robot mode, and I'm excited to open him up. What?
I know.
Who said that?
I did actually get the
You got
first,
the first
Siege one.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we can
That looks cool.
show the different paints off. And then see a Starscream, buy a Starscream. So I too got a Cyberverse Adventures from Transformers Bumblebee, the Starscream with his Seeker Strike. And he's got some.
Where do you see that show?
I
Is it on Netflix?
think it's
too?
on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Go on. Sorry.
I think so. I haven't watched it because it's more kid targeted.
Okay.
Which one is it?
Cyberverse.
I think it is. On,
I think it is.
Okay.
I mean, I really like the art and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it looks cool.
You know, from the animated stuff.
I
And
think I may have watched an episode of that.
I should probably just do it because I like it all. But
Yeah.
so much stuff to watch. But he's pretty neat. He's kind of he's got the kind of dumb mode and jet mode where he's tall and he looks like an anteater, and it's kind of dumb, but you know, robot mode's fantastic. Really neat blast effects and oh, you already saw it.
Yeah, I already saw
Yeah, so those are the things I got.
So the War for Cybertron series on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
I just binged it all.
Oh, that's right.
I just will have recently binged it all last week, many weeks
In the
ago.
past.
At least the first two.
Yeah,
The third one might actually be out by the time this
maybe.
is.
I hope so because
And we'll do an episode on it, maybe.
Siege and Earthrise, like
Did you like it?
it was awesome.
Right?
Yeah, I was
Tried
like
telling
30
ya.
seconds in. I think I sent you a message,
You did,
and I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, 30 seconds in. This animation is fucking incredible."
It's good.
My only complaint about the entire, like the only complaint is was I didn't like Shockwave's voice.
Sure. Trying to remember it. What did it sound like?
I feel like in the cartoon, Shockwave's voice was more like Soundwave's voice a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and in this one, it was more like
More robot-y.
yeah,
This was raspier, was it?
it was raspy or more Starscreamish, but not as high pitched.
Gotcha, yep.
And I just it didn't fit with
do it
what
for
I
you.
remembered Shockwave sounding like when I was
Sure.
a kid. And then I didn't hate, but also thought it was kind of dumb because I always thought he was like a super dumb Transformer when like the space shuttle horse guy.
Skylinks.
Skylinks, there we go.
Uh-huh.
I
Real
I
dumb
liked
Transformer.
that. I liked that whole
It's terrible.
He's kind of dumb, but he's
super dumb.
Some people really like him.
I know. He's a Transformer horse. But yeah, I liked that. I liked that whole sequence, that segment, that part of the storyline. I just didn't like Skylinks
Yeah.
because it's just he's such a stupid looking robot.
Apparently, his toy for this one was pretty cool, but the original Skylinks is just
it's
giant and clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm so glad that you're watching it.
I finished it.
I watched
really
one of
good.
the episodes of the
That's
Prime.
not good enough.
The Prime.
Oh,
one.
Prime. Yeah, that's a great series. I love that.
I haven't
series.
watched that one
You
yet.
Stopped at one though. It mustn't.
Yes.
Aw,
And then
Jen.
I changed it to Forged in Fire and watched like them making swords.
That I've watched some of that too. It's pretty cool. But
I've seen that.
Prime's
Yeah.
awesome. Once you get going,
Yeah, I need to
once you
watch
get through
more.
that
But
little
it
bit
was-
of kid stuff.
Have
up
you
front.
watched the War for Cybertron
No, I
series?
haven't yet.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's like
probably should.
It's really
Yeah.
like I mean I like Transformers and
It's
everything.
it's darker.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of a lot of death.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, the Prime one is more like what it had been like in the 80s, kind of.
Oh, and I
With, like,
liked
a
the
revamped.
I liked the like there were flash forwards, I guess you'd call them, like into the future, and like there was the scene where Optimus dies and he's like laying on the table all gray from the movie, and yeah, like it showed that, and like yeah, it's like tied it all in with hey, this your future is whatever.
The random Galvatron appearance,
I know that was pretty random,
but not.
But
Yeah.
not.
but it reminded me that I have, which I should bring and let you guys borrow and read and whatever. I have volume 1 of the IDW Origins series, and it's like I don't know, it's like an inch thick. It's all of the origins for like Megatron and I don't know, several of them.
Cool.
And yeah, it's I've read it all and it's really awesome. And I think Jess got it for me for a present sometime ago, years ago, and it's been passed around and passed back to me, and I haven't passed it to you guys yet.
Son of a.
I'd look at the pictures of it. Yeah, sounds good.
The art is really good.
Reading's hard. Anyway.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get into the main topic of this episode. How's that sound? Good?
Fine.
Yeah.
Guess what? Toys
I
are
suppose.
expensive.
They
Toys
are.
cost money.
They do.
True.
The value of toys, these vintage toys, they're climbing
Climbing and all over the place.
and all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not worth anything.
Not at all.
Sometimes people think they're worth more
Especially
than
if
they
they're
are.
broken.
There's definitely a toy market, wouldn't you say,
Yes.
Oh, sure.
that fluctuates. And we're going to talk about our most valuable toy in our collections. Who wants to kick it off? Corey, what do you say? You got you
Yes,
scared me with yours.
I know. I actually brought it with me, and it's not like
How dare it? You took it
It's-
out of the glass case inside the safe, inside the...
yeah. I kicked it down the stairs and
No! Say those...
took a dump on its chest. I don't know.
Oh.
No, it's the repaint. It's the second version of the Conquest X30, which in and of itself, the plane itself isn't like a super valuable, like super rare that I know of anyway. I don't see them come up for sale that often, so maybe it is more rare. I just know that the Pilot it's like version 2 or 3 of Ace. It's the same mold as the original Ace from '83, but it's a repaint. It's gray and black and silver, and I didn't know this when I got it because I paid like $40 for this whole thing, and it's complete at a toy show in Cedar Rapids. I went there with Jason and my brother and Brighton. Brighton,
boy.
Jason's
Those
boy.
are both towns in Iowa.
Yeah, they are. I paid like $40 for this thing, and then I play with it and put it away and think nothing more of it. But I'm looking around like people are asking, "Hey, does anybody have this version of Ace, the gray one?" Blah blah blah. And I've got one. I'll sell it to you for $80, and that was like 2 years ago. And I had no idea. Like I had literally no idea whatsoever that this figure was of any value at all. And the one that I have is like as far as I can tell, it's flawless. There's no paint.
Oh God, I'm touching it.
Yeah, you are, girl. There's no paint flaws. There's no stress marks. There's no cracks. It's not loose.
Those
like
joints.
the helmet comes off. You can pop the helmet off. And that's one of the things. Like that helmet, they always get lost. The original one and that one. There's plenty of repros out there. I had no idea that he's worth money, and so in that condition, if I was going to sell him, I probably would get close to $100 out of him.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So he's probably about as valuable as one of my bats, like one of my original bats. Yeah, go ahead. But I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I've brought my bats before, and I don't think I have a couple of other figures that are worth like in the $75-ish range and that sort of thing, but like my $100 figure range is that guy and a couple of my bats. And
even out of the vehicles, or that's the bat is a vehicle?
No, the bat is like the little android guy with the different detachable
So even that
arms.
little guy's more expensive than your vehicles?
Him coupled with this airplane, yeah.
Oh my.
Now if I had like, you can just put him back in.
It's in real good shape.
If I had the lift ticket, he's the pilot for Tomahawk. If I had his microphone, that microphone would probably be my most expensive toy.
That tiny
teeny little piece of plastic. Yeah, So that is probably that pilot coupled with that jet is probably my most valuable toy in my
kids
collection.
get to play with these?
Not yet. No,
No.
not yet. Not until after I glue it together so the pieces don't get lost.
Smart.
I'm going to get some hate on that, but I
thinking
glue
about it.
some of them together because I don't want those. Because these little wings here, these little canard wings on the front of the jet, I just kicked my microphone around. Well, people like these get lost because they're not stuck in place very well, and people charge $30-$40 a piece for them.
That's bullshit.
I know. And
robbery.
I have both of mine, and they're going to get glued in place so that they never get lost.
Why would you ever take them out? Just glue them in.
I know.
You're not crazy.
More people should glue their toys together. And two other things.
Maybe.
You just glue that guy into his seat.
I know.
Ooh,
Or
gosh.
I have a nail gun.
Oh, my Lord.
I can rivet him to it.
Elgin, we know the Masters of the Universe have a lot of crazy expensive stuff. And you got a heck of a collection going.
Right, but I don't think I have anything that's like
Anything
super
too.
expensive. I mean, if I bundled like Battle Cat and Battle Armored He-Man, which came in a 2-pack set, if I like bundled that together and tried to sell it, which I'm not going to do, but
Yeah.
that's probably a good $100 plus thing if it's all
mean,
if it's all complete.
Like a nice
problem.
complete Skeletor is not cheap though.
They're $70-$80.
Yeah, and that's not cheap.
Yeah, when you said like most expensive, I'm thinking like $100 plus. So
Yeah.
if you got a Scare Glow Skeletor,
Oh, yeah.
that complete is like $200 or more, which
Right.
I don't have. So I don't have a lot of like expensive stuff.
And if you did, it would have been because you still had it from childhood.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah.
I brought, this is one from the most expensive, like, sentimental value, I guess, for me would be this Thunder Punch He-Man, which I have his shield. I'm missing his sword.
And he still smells like blasting caps.
Yeah, he does. He does in his back.
Just last night, I watched the Toy Polloi video
yeah.
of fixing that thing.
Yeah, it still works. It just still makes the
so
popping
cool.
stuff. But it's the most expensive in my mind of, like, sentimental value. So that's why I brought him. And it's one I had as a kid. This and, like, the Wind Raider are the ones I remember the most playing with. And this, if I'd never sell it, but it's like, if I lost it, I would immediately try to buy it again. Like, if
Yeah.
it got destroyed somehow. But
So what's he go for complete?
probably $60,
Jesus
$70.
Christ.
Because it has a
not
a
normal.
unique action feature.
Yeah.
And it has the sword is like a yellow translucent color sword, and his shield, you can put caps in the shield. It's like a
Ooh.
silvery.
Do you have his accessories?
I have his shield. I do not have his sword. I don't know where it's long gone.
Yeah.
I still need his sword. That would make it complete.
Now
But
you
yeah,
can still
it's-
get packs, the blast packs.
You can buy the caps, the ring caps at, like, Dollar
Have
Tree.
you thought about? Have you gotten some?
Oh yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
You bet.
There's a video. I have a video on my personal Instagram
shooting around.
of him, like, going like that.
Of him exploding.
Exactly.
Smoking out
making
his
the pop
back.
noise,
Yeah.
I don't know, a few years ago when I dug it out. And his face still looks pretty good and everything.
Oh yeah.
And his one hand is just a complete fist, as opposed to having, like, an open hand and, like, a holding hand. He actually has a fist to do the punching. So this to me is the most valuable to me in my collection. One of them, anyway.
So cool.
I guess that spy door that Jeremy gave me that I
Yeah.
had to buy legs for because it was just the body that he gave me. I'm missing the two guns on top, that would make it complete. But those go for like $65, $70
Yeah.
if they work. So there's a lot of, like, below $100 stuff that I have. I just haven't purchased, like, the big.
Well, it seems
items
like everything He-Man is somewhere around $70 to $100 or thousands.
Yes, there's no, like,
The play sets,
like, if you
right,
get
yeah.
like, you could get a Castle Grayskull for $300 complete.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the mid range, I
Yeah,
guess.
and then
it's
there's,
like 1,000.
Yeah, King Randor and
Right.
and
That's
the,
King Randor is like a $200 figure.
Yeah,
$150,
and then there's
$200.
like the Wonder Bread He-Man, whatever he's
the,
actually
the
called.
Sorceress is like $115 figure. I don't have those.
And then-
like, those are I haven't ponied up the money to
haven't
get
got there
those
yet.
those because I haven't found a good price for them. I don't
Yeah.
want to pay
Right.
that price.
You're
I
on
want
the
to pay
road.
below. Yeah,
But you just haven't got there yet.
exactly.
Yeah.
I want to find the deal where it's like I get it for maybe 75 and
you
it's
gotta-
and it's worth 150, 200. That
Or
to me
maybe
would
you'll
be-
find someone that's got both of them and they're selling a package deal
Exactly.
for $200 or something, and then you're just
So,
like, all
something
right, I'll
where it's
spend a little extra,
it's
like,
I don't want to pay like that straight up
yeah,
scalping
dealer
price, you know?
prices. Like, yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that like eventually, like you I feel like you just kind of have. If you really want it in your
Right.
collection, you're going to end up having to pay market value for it because there's just no other way to get it. But
like the laser sword He-Man one,
Yeah.
laser power, and like the Skeletor one. Those are horribly expensive.
Yeah.
All
and
the
the
all the
Savage
pre-Eternia
He-Man is like
yeah.
1,500 plus, and
All the pre-Eternia stuff is
Yeah.
horribly expensive, $300-$400. So I just haven't bought them. So I don't have anything in my collection that's like way up there price
Yeah.
range.
Mm-hmm.
Like even my Castle Grayskull is a shell, so that's not worth it's maybe worth $20. You know?
Right.
So that's for me. It's more because I'm not going to sell any of these. What's the most expensive in my mind that for sentimental value, and that's this Thunder Punch He-Man.
Well, Spooty brought his in today too.
I mean, I brought it over from like 10
I know we record where you live, so
Yeah.
it was easy. But it's here in front of us, and it's pretty.
it is.
Yeah, it's the I can't remember which number it is. It's the
69.
No,
it's the Year of the Horse Masterpiece Prime. It's either 4 or 10. I can't
When you
remember.
said that
Right.
earlier before we started recording, I thought it was a joke. I thought you were like reading off a Chinese.
You would think
So
so,
it's
but it
a
really isn't.
Japanese
Horoscope.
release.
Okay.
So
Year of the horse.
yeah, you're the
There
horse.
was a few. Yep.
Yeah,
Belgian will
there was a
Google it
couple
at some point.
So it's the one with the gold pipes and
I have played
chest
with that
piece.
before.
He still has a little bit of die cast, like his toes, but not. For the original masterpiece, is a lot more die cast. I do have that one also.
Maybe that's the one I played with.
Probably, maybe, I don't know. They actually transform differently. Like they are different than the other one. Also, I have the clear trailer. And even though it's not here, I do have the roller. And everything with it.
So
I
it
got
is
the-
complete.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got his gun and he's got like the Energon axe.
Yeah.
That's blue.
This
and
blue
set of
Energon
lines.
axe. Yeah.
Was the axe in the original cartoon? Like,
yeah.
did he have
Like,
the axe
in
in the
that
original?
first-
In one episode.
Okay,
in that-
because I didn't remember that.
in
Like,
that first 3-part opener of
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the, but there's a name for
Transformers.
no, the
Part
first
1.
3 episodes. No, it's there's this little subtitle name.
Yeah,
but
I know,
in the
yeah.
climax of that, when Megatron and Optimus fight, they use their Energon weapons.
Okay.
Megatron has his mace, comes
Yeah.
out his arm that's purple, and then
I think that's the
Optimus
only
with his-
time
that's really
in
about
G1
that I
I
remember.
think.
but-
Yeah. And he goes anywhere from $100 to $200. I do have the instructions for him. I don't have the box.
Boo.
But that's all right.
I also didn't pay for it, so
Nice.
it was
That's
a
awesome.
Christmas
Stole
present.
it.
It fell off the truck. Air quotes.
I found it in a dumpster.
It was a present. So I mean, it's a toss-up. I don't think the original masterpiece is going for that much, but I do have the box for that and like everything complete. And then there's like the Unicron, like original Unicron, with the box and everything still. I don't know how much he's going for anymore, but that's probably my highest ones. As far as like G1, I got Shockwave, which isn't nearly as good now because he's technically broken.
And he's technically and physically and rhetorically and all the other adjectives broken.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pieces right now. But I mean, whether or not you've taken them apart doesn't
he's
really affect
disassembled.
their value. As long as they're all there when you put them together.
Yeah.
And the stickers aren't. But he didn't really have any stickers where the screws are. So
Yeah.
I think that's about all I got for the Transformers. I got a lot of little cheaper ones, but
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, with Transformer, so like I've never, we talked about this in a previous episode. I don't sell anything, so when I just my brain knowing the prices of these toys are more about the things I'm looking for now that I don't have. So like I could tell you maybe some prices of toys I don't have, but I haven't really sat down and like seen what I have and what it's worth, so maybe that's my bad on my part for this episode. But
Well, I opened my the big tote of
Yeah.
of He-Man characters, and I was just looking through. I'm like, I'm like trying to remember what the prices are. I mean, I have an original He-Man.
sure,
I'm sure that's, but
Or
it's
something.
missing his axe and sword. He just has a shield, so that's probably not worth as much as what it could be. But it's still an original He-Man. And
Yeah.
I have Battle Armor, Skeletor, and He-Man combined. Those are,
yeah. The value of my
There's-
collection
it's
is in
hard
its
to-
cumulative nature.
yeah. If you have
total,
everything together, it's sure it'd be
like I have a lot of
expensive.
cool toys. I have a lot of I have plenty of G1 stuff. None of it's super complete. The G1 stuff I do. I have some. I have most of the Toys R Us reissues. I have almost all of the alternators line.
A lot of that Toys R Us reissue stuff is like climbing up close to G1 values too.
Yeah, and I have the boxes for all of that, and
well, and then there's also been like other like Walmart reissues
yeah,
of the same ones. So they've been
and the
put
last
out again.
the last 4 toy lines, I have almost all of them, and I have all the box.
Yeah.
They're all in the 40 to 70 to 80,
You do have a couple of the bigger, like Predator King.
Yeah. So I
And-
mean, I've spent. I have the.
Do you have the Devastator, that new one?
Yeah.
The 6-piece.
The big oversized one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's the one Russell has too. He's like this big.
freaking huge.
Yeah, I helped him put that together. That was a fun afternoon.
It's like
You have
2
a
feet
Fort
tall.
Max.
Yeah.
I spent $150 on a Fort Max, I think,
Nice.
when it came out, which isn't a lot, but I couldn't tell you what he goes for now.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause
I
don't
guess
think about.
I do have an original Zartan in my collect, like complete with his swamp skier and all that stuff. And
Yeah, you picked it up on tour, didn't you?
yeah, and he's probably 120 in the condition that he's in. He's probably 120 to $130.
No Pimp Daddy Zartan.
No,
That's not Zartan.
that's Destro.
Destro.
yeah.
Pimp
Yeah,
Daddy
but that'd be
Destro.
cool
No,
if it
the
was
Pimp
made
Daddy
one of
cool,
those
too.
two.
But the thing that I've never brought up, which all the GI Joe people know, but you guys might not, is that all of the Zartan figures and then his brother and sister Xandar and Zorana, their color change. So like if you put them out in the sun, like UV light, whatever, like their skin turns like a grayish green color.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I know the original card back for Zartan is actually one that they stopped printing.
yeah,
and
they
changed.
Yeah,
because they refer to him as schizophrenic.
yeah, and I have that's the one that I have is the one that's, and I don't think one is more rare than the other. It's just that they did change the language because apparently
It offended some people.
it offended someone, which kind of surprises me that they changed it because this was like back in the early '80s when no one gave a shit about PC. And but yeah, I have the paranoid schizophrenic file card with it and his little mask, so he can put his mask on and no one knows what he looks like and stuff.
So the other thing I've noticed with like He-Man figures is loose versus like the carded, like complete mint on card. That discrepancy is so
Astronomical.
yeah, it's insane.
It's that way with all of them.
But so looking at it more,
Yeah.
And then if you get one that's graded,
yeah,
Oh,
it's
look out.
ridiculous. And I don't have any mint on card anything. All I buy is
like
loose
the last
figures.
I
I can't afford that. It's like
the last
ridiculous.
graded mint on card Storm Shadow that I saw sell was like $2,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cobra Commander will go for way more than that. Like in the $3,000 range. Yeah, if they've been sent off and graded, and then they're in like a case and everything to protect them, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're like thousands of dollars for this stuff, and I'll never touch any of that stuff. I've actually been thinking kind of hard, like the 25th anniversary stuff that I didn't really like, and like fought with Larry about. That stuff's kind of growing on me.
All right.
And it's still cheap enough to get carded, so I've been thinking about picking up some of my more favorite characters.
Yeah, should probably go ahead and get those now before this
Yeah.
episode airs, so that because we influence so many people to
I
buy
know.
stuff.
We're influencers.
We need to.
I get cursed stat emails and messages every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just really hard to figure out what to do with all the money we're making from this.
I know.
Oh,
It's
right.
crazy.
As far as horror figures, no idea. I would never sell one, so I don't even know what the
Right.
market is for those. I mean, I have a crap ton of autographs and stuff,
Yeah.
but again, I don't know the market for selling autographs.
yeah.
I wouldn't sell them. I always have them personalized to me.
I mean,
anyway,
the same
so.
with like collectible. Like I have a bunch of vinyl, like old jazz records that I collect, and those are worth
$2-3.
Right.
$200, $300 if they're Columbia records with 6 eyes on them.
Yeah, I
those,
don't know.
Those old Miles Davis ones are like really expensive.
Yeah.
but I
But
don't
the
know how to
one
sell
thing I do know the value on, and I'll preach it again, is this Funko Pops app. It's
true.
amazing.
that does.
So I was easily
current
able to
value.
just pull up my collection, sort by value or price, market price right now. And so I listed my top 3 figures, starting with Billy the Puppet from Saw.
Uh-huh.
I remember getting him on tour on that last tour where we went crazy in Ohio.
Yeah.
He's going for $80 now.
Nice.
You were just coming out with like handfuls.
I was.
I know, it was
nuts.
funny.
It was
Like,
crazy.
I need containers to put
and
this
then
in.
and then go back in and get more.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was-
And then we did have to go stop at Walmart and buy containers to put into the seats in the van to
true.
store all the crap we were buying.
Next was the first the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The first one they made was Slim, and they've recently then put out the other three. So
Such
there's 4
a good
total.
movie.
But he's going for $90.
Oh, geez. So you're going in ascending order. Okay.
And then lastly, my highest priced apparently, one that I got, the Funko store. I had to order it. It was an exclusive to the Funko store.
Yeah.
And they a lot of Lost Boys pops had come out around that time,
Right.
And they put a Frog Brothers 2-pack out, and so it's really just a pack with 2 figures. It's it's a little bit of artwork, but $120
Jeez.
for that.
So looking at
What's yours, guy?
looking at my Funko app, my most expensive one is the Skeletor and Panther at $34.
How much are the how much are those Cobra Commander and Duke and Optimus and
Well, I don't.
Megatron ones that we got in the lunchbox?
As cool as that app is, I kind of don't like that they have like the prices, because then it kind of almost guarantees that people like will be selling it for those prices.
Yeah.
But I can also see how much money is in my collection. It has the total right there, and then my wish list.
Is it a sad
is
number?
Twice that.
Is it a sad number?
I mean, this is our generation's Beanie Babies.
It says
if we're honest.
it says that my Funko collection currently at market value $4,025.
Yikes.
Does it say how much you spent on them?
No. Well, less.
I mean, less, yeah.
less than that. So that's
Like
what's awesome.
$3,000, right?
Oh God. Let's see.
$4,700. Damn it!
Nope, that's not the right one. Scrolling down, so we're down into 25.
Welcome to
so, yeah,
listening to someone scroll through their app.
Yeah, so yeah, toys are expensive. Toys are cool.
They are expensive. Yeah, I'm wondering. Like, I haven't looked to see because I don't care really, but I haven't looked to see what that packaged GameStop Transformers G.I. Joe set is selling for on eBay.
Right, you can still go to GameStop and get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then it's probably selling for $60.
Probably.
Like the individual pieces are worth more than what I bought it for. And
Yeah.
actually, I bought even less because I had a gift card for mine, so I only bought
I
it's
mean,
like $10.
that's the way it is with all this stuff. It's way more lucrative to piece something out. Like if I took this jet apart and sold it off piece by piece, and took the ace and sold the fig, like I'd get more for the figure with his helmet than I would for them separately.
Right.
But if I sold the figure separately from the plane and I sold all the parts for the plane, I'd probably get 20-30% more than it's actually worth.
The same for like when we're talking about PVT series guitars.
Yeah.
If you parted out either the guitar or the bass,
Yeah.
you get way more than what it's
Yeah.
actually worth.
It's I almost actually brought my Rain Song guitar for my most expensive toy because it is definitely my most expensive.
Yeah,
toy.
I've spent more money on guitar pedals, effects pedals, than He-Man toys.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes,
You know,
definitely go to
Mr.
the
Moneybags.
X-Ray Mary Instagram page, and you'll see. Oh my goodness, look out!
Yeah.
All right, good topic, guys. Let's take a quick break. Let's hear from our podcast network.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we're back. Let's get in the van. Elgin's going to take us on a store tour.
All right, today's store that we're going to go visit is called Toy Hunters
Nice name.
at 2032 West 4th Street in Mansfield, Ohio. This was between Canton, which we played at, and going to Columbus, which we were going to play at on tour. The store it was a pretty large store. It had a U.S. flag set up with ships on it.
Yeah, they had
that's a do not touch, but Corey's like, what's this thing?
instantly
Poke,
went
poke,
over
poke.
and touched it.
Oh,
Yeah. And then prices were actually pretty firm because I was going to buy a Battle Bones there, which was nothing was broken on it, which is rare. And I was like, can you do like $5 less? He's like, no, that's pretty much what it's going for. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
then.
they were. I
not one
remember
of them
that they were
stores.
very much
It was firm.
market value store.
I mean, the price was. I
Fine.
probably should have bought it because going later on, it's like, okay, he did have it at a pretty good price, but it was just like you're like, maybe get a little extra off
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
you know. And
Deal
they had a
and
bunch of
deal.
Super 7 stuff too at the time.
Gotta
They didn't-
try.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think they had a Battle Armor He-Man that I was like, well, I'd like that too. But the Battle Bones was like the only thing I was probably going to buy, and I ended up not buying it.
yeah.
So
This is the one that had that glass case down at the far end
Yes.
that had the real vintage stuff in it.
yes,
It had
that's where
tons of-
that's where the
Yeah.
He-Man stuff
Yep.
was. Yeah.
That's the store where I
Yep.
saw my. That's the
The
store
Lego.
where I saw my Lego.
'Cause they had Lego
Blacktron
sets. Yep.
stuff that for $40 that I should have bought also.
Yeah.
So you're
Let's go
right. I
back.
think. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd definitely go back and buy because they had a lot of stuff.
A lot of
Just
stuff.
A lot of
yeah.
stuff.
I would go back in time and actually spend money at that store.
They had a boxed Castle Grayskull for $300. Original box,
Yeah.
Box,
with
that's-
original box. So that's at the time that would have been a pretty
Pretty
good
sweet.
deal. It's gone up now.
Yeah,
obviously.
definitely.
But
I remember them having a lot of Transformers
Yes.
through the lines. So a lot of different
sure.
of the different lines going way back. So it was nice to see a selection.
So for me, now that we're talking about it and I'm remembering this store because
Sure.
I couldn't remember.
I had to look at pictures to remember.
Yeah. Well, I didn't buy anything at that store, and the reason I didn't buy anything is because looking at all the G.I. Joe stuff that they had there, partly I didn't really need much of anything that they had, but also the prices were fine, but they weren't great deals like we were seeing at all the other stores.
Exactly.
And
And I think
they-
we'd seen a couple before, and it was like,
yeah, and because they weren't really haggling on their prices, like it just I didn't want to spend any money there because like the prices were already at a point where like they were starting out at a point where I didn't feel like I was going to be able to haggle down to a price that I was comfortable with.
Right.
And then Elgin told me like, oh yeah, he's just not haggling at all, and I was
Right.
like, oh,
Shut
all
her
right,
down.
well.
Well,
Yeah.
that's half the fun is
is.
trying to get a little bit off,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel like you've scored something.
But
Yeah.
we're a touring band. We're broke. We
And that
just
store,
love-
that store was really well organized. It
Yes.
was
Very
clean.
clean.
Yes.
They had a lot of nice stuff. The
Yes.
prices weren't terrible, and
Yeah.
but it was also very much. It felt very retail.
I was just going to say that it was
Yeah.
somewhere in between a nice, clean retail store like a Sam Goody or something
Yeah.
with carpeted floors.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it had a ton of vintage stuff too.
Yeah, but it was very retail feeling.
It was.
versus
Like everything was in a blister pack, whether it was loose or not.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
pictures
Right.
alone were, just it felt that
Yeah.
way.
like they put they did they put a lot of effort into having a nice store.
And if that was our only store in
Yeah,
our
if that
town,
store was
And that town's
within
not
an
a very
hour
big
drive of
town.
us, I would be there
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time.
oh yeah.
And it's not a very big town. Looking at the map, when I looked it up, I was like,
Yeah.
How do we find this place?
well, I mean, it was literally on the way down
Yeah.
from Canton and then on the curve around,
Yeah.
and it was just right there in Mansfield, which is not big, and that there's basically the one toy store in there.
Yeah.
But for that size and having that selection,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
great.
It's cool.
It was I mean I would go back there.
Well, totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They had
Let's
at the
book it.
time they had a ton of Super 7
Yeah.
figures there for pretty cheap, but I
Yeah.
wasn't collecting them. I was like, "What's this garbage?"
Yeah.
Now I want it all.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, so that's Toy Hunters, 2032 West 4th Street, Mansfield, Ohio. If you're in the area, make a trip. It's cool.
Yep.
Cool place. All right, guys, we did it. That's a good episode, huh? We got to show our really expensive
Yeah.
stuff off.
We got to talk about some ridiculous stuff
Oh, yeah. You showed us G.I. Joe toys that weren't.
that aren't GI
I'm
Joe
not
toys
sure they
at
are.
all.
You'll see them in the video.
They're pretty awesome.
ridiculous.
It's a good one.
Growing on me. Looking at them.
Of course they look. I mean,
They fit into He-Man.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's why.
really well into He-Man. Yeah.
Well, maybe we get out of here before Elgin grabs those and takes
Yeah.
off. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We'll talk to you again on the next episode, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Over and out.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.